Now, as an important step to you developing your actual career in acting, you want to explore how to achieve craft in acting. Now, you want to answer this for yourself because this is key. This is the nuts and the bolts of how you are actually going to be able to start building and continue building your career in acting. So you want to have craft, but you want to understand some things about this for yourself. You want to be able to craft this ability to be able to mine your talent, right? So you're mining your talent. This is going to start to be able to get a little weird for some people because they're like, hold on a second. We thought that acting was only memorizing lines and going out on stage with some fun costumes. Well, no, it could be that, but you could make acting a lot more. You could make acting experiences a lot more advanced because you could find and mine ways, mining the ways inside of yourself to be able to amplify actual real life experience within acting. So this isn't as clear cut as it might look. This isn't something where you follow a set of guidelines of somebody else's technique to be able to then say that you've used technique. Why didn't it just happen for you? Why didn't this thing just magically happen? Why didn't all of a sudden your scenes look like a famous actor? Because some of the famous actors work with acting techniques. Most of them work with something, and a lot of them have very, very, very good editors so that their emotional mistakes, where their emotions are actually pouring out in their work, are able to be activated and captivated and packaged with editors. So why is this topic important? The craft of acting? Well, first of all, we're not dealing with some sort of, well, let's put it this way. We're not attempting to put some kind of spell on the other actor, right? We're not looking to try to implement some sort of control of the other actor. That's not exactly advisable, because what you're doing is you're going to limit your own experience. Hi. Now look, if you're going to be an actor, you need to practice asking good acting questions. Please, every single thing that I do, I'm asking you very kindly, ask me questions. Leave comments, one question per comment, and that would be great. Thank you so much. Now, I have spent time with a lot of people over the years, a lot of people. Everywhere from billionaires to famous people to people working to do whatever. And the thing is that I can tell you, some people that have major successes in many different industries have this drive in them to force people to do things according to how they want, and they're going to bully their way through. But I'll tell you, eventually it doesn't work. Eventually they get caught in something that they don't have the ability to have. See, they're not really on in a lot of artistic inputs. They don't really work in a lot of ways. A lot of these people wouldn't make it as actors. As sad as what I'm saying, it's true. Some might, but a lot of them not so much, because they're attempting to put a spell or an instruction or directive on another person. That's not the type of acting that you want to be able to do when you're working with craft. This is why this is important. I'm not putting anybody down when I'm saying this. I know ambitions are nice to use, and I've got some videos and other things on how to be able to achieve working with ambition, so you're actually able to open yourself up and have a deeper experience, and you're actually able to access the openness of your talent. You know, this is key. These are things that are actually make a difference to your work. You're not attempting to manifest a predestined reality. Now, what does that mean? It means the craft of acting isn't something that is where you're predetermining how the scene goes. You're absolutely there to completely make sure that it's performed to an absolute, the hilt. And then all of a sudden that's a perfect performance. Now, I just said it. This is shocking to some people, I'm sure, that you don't want to have a perfect performance. What is a perfect performance? The ability for you to have craft is this. The ability to have both being, right, and doing in your work. A lot of times people put, and I've seen this with all sorts of circumstances, it's shocking, some of this stuff. Because I've seen this even with people that have billions of dollars. And the thing is that they put the cart before the horse. And then they have to go out and hire a whole team of people to fix the mistake that they've made. Because they didn't know how to do the business, but they just had enough money that they could throw at something. Now, this is part of what it is. Now, you're dealing with something with having to do with your own craft, your own talent. So what is and how to achieve craft in acting? Well, you have to have technique. What kind of technique are we talking about? We're talking about personal technique. We're talking about items, ingredients, things that you can isolate about yourself so that when you're in front of these sometimes very bossy producers, you're going to be able to say, wait a second, I just need 2 minutes or a minute and a half. And they're going to be staring at you with whatever looks that they've got. And you say, just give me a minute or 2 minutes. Let me find what I need to find. Let me get what you're asking for. Let me find it internally inside of myself. Let me work with this. And then you go into yourself. You do emotional preparation. You do something to be able to stimulate your emotion. You activate those emotions inside of yourself. And then you go back in and you do the scene. There are these programs that I use that are capable of doing these things like cartooning or like whiteboarding or drawing or sketches of you. So what you can do is you can use those cartoons. Work with the, activations. When you invite those feelings in, you get the moment of activation, you get the feeling, you get the expression, something comes out of you a little bit extra than just your facial, expression, or there's a little bit extra thing just behind it. And this element, well, then you can work with these things called these cartoon things, these programs, and the links are in the description. And it will actually amplify your emotion a little bit more within your thumbnails. Now, even the bossiest producers will look at you and they'll be like, wow. They see that you made an adjustment. They see that you've made some sort of technique change. They might say, well, we'd like to see it like this instead. Okay, you want to do it the other way? We want to do it with a different emotion? We want to do it with a different way? Okay, fine. We'll work with it this way. No problem. Just give me a minute or two. Then you go into yourself and you actually find a different emotion that they're asking to do. And you work with that to activate that different emotion. Now this doesn't mean that you're crying, although it might. It means that you have an inner life to you. You have some gumption. You've got something that's getting stirred. You've activated something inside of yourself. And then you jump into the imaginary circumstance of the scene. And you're jumping into this imaginary circumstance. And then the bossy producers look at each other and they say, well, which one do you like better? Do you like this one or do you like it like this? Look, you just won. You just won the whole thing with acting. You just dealt with a very difficult circumstance that a lot of actors deal with on various different locations. Okay? This happens across the board in the industry in many different states, not just in California. And the key is you develop this ability to be able to find and mine emotions within yourself. And then you're working with craft, right? How to achieve craft in acting. I'm describing how to be able to achieve the craft. How do you have technique? Now look, I got tons of different videos on this stuff, and I'm just getting started explaining what I have learned in over 30,000 acting exercises. Plus all the different times that I've been around, whatever I've been around, which has been quite a lot. So look at this so that you're able to break this down. I've got emotions lists, I've got independent activities lists, I've got reasons at the door. My list of stuff go on and on and on. You can find it on my website, and you can work with the ability to find those emotional elements inside of yourself and learn your own personal techniques that can then activate that emotion. You can activate it. And work with this so that you're able to improve your acting, because I'm telling you, there are some very real situations and there are real opportunities, and a lot of times people will get these real opportunities and they'll be caught. They'll be like, oh my gosh, we didn't know what the producers were asking. They looked like they had a mean, I don't know, lunch. They came back from lunch and all of a sudden they started yelling. Yeah, it happens. And you know, you're working with this situation where you want to be able to have craft of acting so that you can show up and be able to make adjustments, whether it's on a sitcom, whether it's on a film, whether it's on just an audition. So thank you. Boop the like button if you would. And join me. You know, learn with me. Study the stuff that I teach so that you can learn. And you can grow your own talent so you can actually mine and find your own talent within you. Till next time. You know, working with talent is not working with somebody else's talent. It's working with the talents that are actually inside of you. So this is the reason why some people will say, well, they want to work with such and such an actor, or they want to work with this actor, because every single time those actors work, they're working from within themselves. They're actually pulling something that's actually real from within themselves, and they're actually putting that into their work. Now, I'm working with all of these different videos, and I'm encouraging you to ask me acting questions, not because of me, because I want to see literally massive amounts of creative growth that are now capable because of a lot of the different changes in technology. The technology that you have to be able to do creations and to be able to do videos and be able to set up studios in places that it would have taken a lot more effort to do in the past is now an opportunity for the next decade, maybe even two, where you can actually be able to really be able to work on your craft of acting and be able to have platforms to be able to release your talent. So join me, however you wish to join me, ask me good questions, and understand that your talent is actually something that's locked inside of you that you need to find the keys to be able to discover. Now look, we're at the end of the video, and I want to be very, very clear. I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't tell you this. This is absolutely key. You want to be able to do this work, be very alive, very alert, very deep. You want to work with your emotions. It can be very jarring for your emotional life, right? You have all of these incredible experiences. But after you're done working, you absolutely need to learn techniques that get you to not have that being re-stimulated in your life, so that you can go and you can live your life. This is part of being a healthy artist, healthy actor. So I encourage you to explore my techniques and various different ways that you can get rid of your emotion after you're done working. You don't need your emotion anymore at that moment to be activated. You just need to be able to be free from it.